Imagine no clipping out of reality and waking up in an endless maze of empty, yellow rooms. The hum of buzzing fluorescent lights, the smell of damp carpet, and the terrifying realization that you are not alone. Welcome back to Cinema Critique. Today we are breaking down the psychological horror movie of 2026, Backrooms, directed by Kane Parsons and produced by A24. Let's step straight into this liminal nightmare. The movie kicks off with a completely ordinary day turning into a disaster. Our main protagonist suddenly slips through the floor of the real world, a phenomenon known as no-clipping, and lands hard on a damp carpet. As they stand up and look around, they find themselves in level 0. It's an infinite expanse of monochrome yellow walls, buzzing lights, and empty hallways. There are no windows, no doors, and no clear way out. Panic sets in as they realize their phone has no signal and time seems to operate completely differently here. Every corner looks exactly the same, making escape feel instantly impossible. Through flashbacks and found footage cutaways, the movie introduces us to the ASYNC Foundation. Back in the 1980s, scientists built a massive magnetic distortion system to open a portal into another dimension, the complex. They thought they were solving humanity's real estate and storage crisis. But instead, they opened a gateway to a terrifying, unstable reality that started bleeding into our own. We see researchers in hazmat suits exploring the endless rooms, documenting the eerie silence. But as the project goes on, scientists start disappearing, and strange anomalies begin to corrupt their equipment. Back in the present timeline, our protagonist is trying desperately to track their steps. The initial silence of the backrooms is broken by a distant, unsettling, distorted screech. This is the first look at the main threat, a towering, wire-like entity known as the bacteria monster. The tension spikes as a heart-pounding chase begins through identical corridors. The monster doesn't just hunt, it distorts the very architecture around it. The protagonist barely manages to slip through a shifting wall, escaping the creature, but falling deeper into the maze. The movie takes a visually stunning turn as the environment starts glitching. The yellow wallpaper gives way to new, even more disturbing zones. They stumble into level 1, an endless, dark, concrete warehouse with flickering lights and leaking pipes. Here, the psychological horror worsens. They start seeing hallucinations of their loved ones and hear faint voices echoing from the vents. The film brilliantly captures the feeling of isolation, how the emptiness of the space damages a person's sanity faster than any monster could. While fleeing another hazard, the protagonist stumbles upon an abandoned ASYNC research outpost inside the complex. Inside, they find old computers, logs, and hazmat gear left behind in a rush. Reviewing the video files, they uncover a dark truth. ASYNC knew the backrooms were expanding and pulling innocent people from the real world, but they covered it up. Just as they find a map that could lead back to the main portal, the power completely cuts out. The buzzing lights stop, plunging the facility into absolute, terrifying darkness. The final act is a relentless, claustrophobic race against time. The bacteria entity attacks the outpost, forcing the protagonists into a blind sprint toward the coordinates of the ASYNC threshold. The environment begins collapsing and folding in on itself, mixing yellow rooms with concrete tunnels in a surreal blur. With the entity right on their heels, they finally see the massive metallic framing of the ASYNC portal room up ahead. Scientists on the other side notice the disturbance and try to lock down the gate, unaware that a survivor is running for their life. the ending delivers a massive emotional punch and a lingering sense of dread. The protagonist makes a desperate leap through the shifting threshold right before it seals shut. They wake up in a hospital, seemingly safe back in the real world. But as the camera pans out, the familiar, low-frequency hum of fluorescent lights begins to echo in the background. The wallpaper in the hospital room starts to subtly shift to a muted yellow tint. The ending leaves us wondering, did they truly escape, or has the real world already been entirely consumed by the complex? Backrooms 2026 successfully turns a massive internet creepypasta into a polished, terrifying cinematic experience. Kane Parsons perfectly translates his signature lo-fi analog horror style into a big-budget psychological masterpiece that will make you look at empty spaces differently. Rating 9 out of 10. If you love this scene-by-scene breakdown, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe to Cinema Critique, and drop a comment below with your favorite Backrooms level. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next breakdown.